Next on Tales from Collector's Paradise featuring Bigsteviepump. That's right, folks. I know you've already been eyeballing this Hulk Hogan and Stone Cold Steve Austin Rattlesnake Mountain ring. That's right, folks. We're going to get this open along with 8 other figures from the Masters of the WWE Universe line. Next! Tales from Collector's Paradise, hosted by yours truly, Bigsteviepump. Thank you for joining me today on Tales from Collector's Paradise. That's right, folks, I am Bigsteviepump. And guys, I want to thank you for continuing to watch and like and comment and subscribe to the channel. That's awesome. We're growing this thing for 2021. The charge to 300. That's right, coined by my man, the real JC. I'm real glad when him and the J-Man come and see me up in Flealand in Bowling Green, Kentucky. That's right, folks. You know that I've been doing a flea market booth up there in Bowling Green, Kentucky, booth D31, if you want to stop by and see Bigsteviepump. Anyway, got a lot of watchers of the show that have been coming up there and seeing Bigsteviepump, so that's really cool, guys. I appreciate that. Any way that you message me on Instagram, or, if you watch my YouTube and comment, or come see me in person in Flealand, or Facebook, whatever, guys, I appreciate any way you reach out to me. I always look forward to hearing to fellow collectors and stuff. So anyway, we got an awesome show today, as you've seen, and we're going to go ahead and tease it again, man. Are you kidding me right here? Stone Cold and Hulk Hogan, man, Rattlesnake Mountain Ring. And you know that's coming up in the main event because Bigsteviepump, has got a flair for the dramatic. And you know he's going to want to show the main event last, folks, which is that ring and that Hogan and that Stone Cold, man. That's going to be awesome. And you notice I'm wearing my Hulkamania shirt today, folks. So here's the deal. We got 8 other figures. So 10 total figures we're going to get open, and we might even take a look at the earlier ones as well. You never know, because I'm going to put them all out. Anyway, now, I hadn't decided how I'm going to do it yet, because I'll have 2 of these rings. Well, one Snake Mountain and one, Castle Grayskull inspired ring. So anyway, we'll see. I don't know if I'll put the Legends in one and the New School guys in the other, or if I'll do it like, good guys and bad guys. I don't even know how I'm going to do it yet, folks. We'll just have to see how it all plays out, later on in the show. Anyway, guys, seriously, I do appreciate it. Hashtag PUMPSQUAD, hashtag just keep grinding, folks. You know that's what we're doing here. That's what we got to do. Hashtag brosack. Anyway, guys, we're going to get into this show, and I'm going to stop it. I'm going to show you all this stuff, and we're going to have a good time today. So hang tight. All right, so here's a faraway look of the other 8 figures, and I haven't opened up this wave with Becky Lynch. I've actually had it for a little bit, and then there you see Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Rowdy Roddy Piper. And then you got Macho Man, Randy Savage. I guess I should read the thing. NWO for life, it says. And then on Hot Rod, it says Evil Hot Rod there. And then Heroic Master of Dragons for Steamboat. And then the Man of WWE Eternia on Becky Lynch there. All right, let's move on along here to Kane. And Kane is called Demonic Red Machine, Ultimate Warrior, Heroic Champion of WWE Eternia. And then you got Goldberg, which it says Heroic Human Jackhammer. Stephanie McMahon, Evil $1 Billion Skull Queen. So I figured that this would be the quickest way to streamline this right here, is show the fronts and backs of these, and then we'll start opening them, and then I can give more time to the figures themselves. So let me show the back real quick. All right, and here you see the back, and we're going to go ahead and start over here with Becky Lynch. So, the artwork is pretty cool on the card, and you can see, that it shows the other characters in the wave there, and there's Steamboat. You can see, obviously, he's in the same wave with Piper and Becky Lynch and Macho Man Randy Savage. And you move over here to the next wave. This is the newest wave that's been in stores, Kane. You can see the other 4 figures, or excuse me, the other 3 figures. All 4 figures are pictured. Ultimate Warrior. Goldberg, the Heroic Jackhammer. There, he's in action. And then you got Stephanie McMahon. So anyway, that's a look at the back of the packages. So we're going to get these things open so we can really take a look at these figures, folks. And we're going to go ahead and tease this again, too. Coming up later on in the show, folks, you're going to have this one open right here, this Hulk Hogan and Stone Cold. And I'm going to go ahead and show you the art on it here. And then on the top, it actually, you got to flip it. And then let's see what we got on this side. And then you got nothing. Well, you do have that WWE logo. So, and then I'll show you the back. So I'll go ahead and show you the package on this right now. We'll just do this one this way. For whatever reason, I decided to do it different. There you can read what that says. I'm not going to attempt to read it backwards. Hopefully that gave you enough time to read what it says. I guess you could always pause the video. I mean, you know, that'd be crazy right there. What we got, you may want to see the UPC. And folks, I really didn't think that this thing existed hardly, man. I mean, you know, our pre-orders got canceled on it. And anyway, a guy at the flea market, you know, that's one of the reasons I was talking about that earlier, Isaiah at Flealand, he actually acquired one of these in a trade. He's always trading. He's hilarious, man. He's always willing and dealing and pulling trades. Anyway, so he came to me and asked me to come help him evaluate this wrestling figure collection trade that he, you know, took in. So I went over there and helped him at his booth for a while and kind of sorted through, you know, the good ones, the bad ones, you know, mediocre ones, whatever. And then, you know, he just so happened to have this piece. And I'm like, man, I'd really like to trade for this, you know, come to my booth a little bit later and we'll, you know, pick out, you know, something, you know, we'll figure out what's a fair trade. I want to give you a fair trade for this. So anyway, more on that later, folks. Hang tight. All right, and we're going to pan over the 8. Now, we've already got a major shame on you. So if you notice there's only 7 comics. That's right, folks. They screwed me out of my Kane comic. Let's just real quick look at the comics. Becky Lynch, Ricky Steamboat, and Roddy Piper. And it's got Mr. T featured pretty heavily on that one. Then you got Roddy Piper featured on this one pretty heavily with Macho Man slamming there. And you see Faker John Cena and Jake the Snake in the background. And you got Warrior. And you got Goldberg. Oh, and he's jackhammering Ultimate Warrior there. So, you know. Well, I thought they would have both been good guys, but I guess not. And there's Evil Lynn there, Stephanie McMahon, you know, Evil Lynn inspired character. So let's look at the the figures themselves, and we'll get them up close and personal like in a minute. I just wanted to kind of pan over them, and I'll pick them up and rotate them around. And then you see the extra hands there that would come with Kane, like he said, like a trap jaw type character. And then Roddy Piper comes with the extra little plates there to change out his chest piece there. That changes out. Then Steamboat, this dragon, it shows it acts like it attaches to his shoulder, but I can't figure out how to make that happen. But anyway, so let's get these up all nice and close and personal-like. And before I go, there's Becky Lynch. Sorry, I didn't mean to just skip over there. I kind of rushed it up and I didn't say her name. So there's Becky Lynch anyway. So Becky Lynch, Ricky Steamboat, Roddy Piper, Macho Man Randy Savage, Kane, Ultimate Warrior, Goldberg, and Stephanie McMahon. So anyway, there, we hit them all up for sure. All right, let's go. And as you know, I'm a big fan of these because I've, you know, showcased every one of these figures on my show. I haven't missed any. But here we go. So we'll go ahead and start with Becky Lynch, the man here. And so she's got the staff, and obviously she's like a Tila-inspired character. So you can get a look at the man. And that's what I was going to do. I was just going to pull them all up, you know, so you could get a look at them. I think these are cool because if you don't, you know, like in her case, you could just, you know, lose the shield and the staff, and she's in wrestling gear, you know. But which I think is pretty cool is that, like, you know, for the old AEW Remco figures, and I may actually show those here in a minute. But here's her, you know, Ricky Steamboat. So for a lot of those, these would be in scale like that. If you just take this harness off of him, and he, not that he wouldn't possibly come to the ring like this, but if you take this off of him, he's a wrestler underneath. So he works in real well with those old AEW Remco figures. So like this, and as a matter of fact, I guess these are selling like that, or Mattel decided they're actually putting out a line of these without the Masters of the Universe stuff. I've already seen them. San Diego Comic-Con was, you know, this past week, and, you know, they were showing a lot of stuff that's coming out, and there's a new line of those, and I noticed the Hollywood Hulk Hogan in this, but he's not going to have Masters of the Universe gear. They got their own little carding and their own little packaging, and I'm trying to remember who the first four are. I know Honky Tonk Man's one of them, and Hollywood Hogan, I'm trying to remember the other ones, but anyway, maybe I'll think of it before the show's over. But anyway, here's Roddy Piper with the, he's like a He-Man style guy. And I switched his battle axe to his left hand because they were showing in the picture with him holding it in his left hand, so I did that. And once again, like I said, if you take this chest protector off, he's in his wrestling gear underneath, so you could have this. And of course, I got the Thunderlips, which is not really an AWA Remco. Speaking of AEW, that's coming on later tonight. I'm filming this on a Wednesday. But yeah, check out Piper. I think that's cool. But that's what I like about these. So these, to me, have a whole lot of crossover appeal, especially when they're doing these legendary guys. We'll go ahead and show Savage here. And they're keeping with the Macho Man at Arms theme. And an interesting story about Savage, he's got these shin guards, knee pads on and stuff. Savage actually used to be a catcher in the St. Louis Cardinals minor league system, in their farm system, and then he got an injury, and then he had to quit playing baseball, and then he ended up going into the wrestling business. But anyway, that's an interesting factoid there about Macho Man. And I say he's Macho Man at Arms, but I guess realistically he's Hordak. But the first figure was Macho Man at Arms, so it's like he's kind of, I don't know, I guess he's on this one it just says NWO for life, so I'm guessing maybe he's a Hordak. He's got Hordak style insignias there, but the headband does come off and the sunglasses come off. I say they do. Let's see. Sure. The sunglasses do not look like they come off. I'm not going to really pry at them, because if they're not supposed to, I don't want them to come off. But anyway, so Macho Madness there. But I really like this figure. I think this is a cool figure. I'm a big fan of this. But yeah, I didn't know if you knew that about the St. Louis Cardinals minor league organization as a catcher or not. I just thought I'd throw that little nugget out there. I like to try to share a few things, and some people may know this stuff, and if you do, that's awesome. And for those of you who don't, I hope you learned something. And here's Kane, and I'm a little disappointed that Kane doesn't come with a hand, but I guess it is what it is. You just can make that work as a hand. But I'm just saying, if you were going to make him part of the wrestling league, it'd be a little bit tougher on Kane on the cell there with the hand. But oh well, you could make it work. It's not that bad. I think, look, it just popped off because it's designed to pop those other things in, and it fell way back down in there. I'll have to find that accessory. That sucks. But anyway, it is what it is. That's on me because I knocked it off. But there, I thought I'd show the articulation of these guys. And like I said, they're very Masters of the Universe like. I think they're cool for what they are. And I really like the Kane. We could, like I said, we're not going to put that one on. That's cool if you're making him like a Masters of the Universe guy. Not so cool. I guess maybe he's more like a Roboto or something. I don't know. I guess that's probably what he is instead of Trap Jaw. He's probably more like a Roboto. Anyway, let's look at, we'll just keep going from left to right. So here's Ultimate Warrior. And they've got him pictured on the comics as a heel and everything. So I guess he's going to be a bad guy. They show him like hanging out with all the bad guys and stuff. So I guess I'm not sure they did, I can't remember what it said on his package, what he was called, but let's see, what does it call him? It calls him Heroic Champion of WWE Eternia. So, you'd think he'd be a good guy, but they got him hanging out with the bad guys. I don't know. I'm thinking he's like supposed to be a good guy, So, but he's got this cool cape, and obviously if you took the cape and the harness off, then once again, he's a wrestler. Like I said, I don't mean to keep driving that home, but that's one of the most appealing things for me, because my favorite line of all time is the AWA Remco line. I had more time with that, even over the big LJNs, and I love the big LJNs, but I think I like the AWA Remcos even more back in the day. And here's Goldberg. And of course, that helmet comes off pretty easy. Who's next? He's obviously a Ram Man style character. He's got like Ram Man's weapon and everything, and the heroic jackhammer. So that works. There you can see what the heroic jackhammer looks like. So we got one more. We got Evil Lynn inspired like Stephanie McMahon. And you can see the staff there. She's actually dressed pretty cool. I like this figure for what it is. And I couldn't get this to stay on real good at first, but, I finally was able to get it to stay on. But, so that's pretty cool. it's got little plastic pieces that it hooks into. There's little gaps in this mast that it snaps into, and it holds it okay. But it's not great. They don't line up perfectly, but they line up close enough. All right, folks. There you see each one of them up and close and personal like. Let's get a look at this ring. Hang tight. All right, so we've reached that time of the show. So I'm going to finish telling this story. So Isaiah had acquired one of these, you know, and I said I went to his booth and I helped him sort out the good figures and so on and so forth, you know. And anyway, he got this in the deal, and I was really intrigued because my pre-order got canceled. So he come to my booth, and let me show you what I traded him. Now, not this one, obviously, but one exactly like this. I traded him a Castle Grayskull. Now, this is the new one. The new for 21 here, and I don't know if it doesn't say it on that side. That's technically the back. This is the front. And you can see there it comes with the sorceress there. What's she called? She's called the, Special Edition Temple of Darkness Sorceress. So it comes with the sorceress figure. And this was a Walmart exclusive up until August. But anyway, so Castle Grayskull here. We'll get a chance to work this on the show. So this one right here actually belongs to a good friend of mine, Matt, a friend of the show, watcher of the show, subscriber. So anyway, and if you hadn't subscribed yet, don't forget to hit that big subscribe button down below, or the like, or leave a comment, or all that good stuff. Subscribe, don't forget to do that. Anyway, guys, I appreciate it when you do watch my show. Any kind of comments or subscriptions and all that stuff is great. So anyway, I traded Isaiah a Castle Grayskull. That, like I said, is my good buddy Matt's. So I have that one here waiting for him. I need to get it delivered to him. I've been, slow-footing it on that. I got a few things saved up for him. So anyway, I got to get that delivery made to Matt. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead, and you know what we're going to do, folks. I know you thought you probably weren't going to see the Buck 382-1. Well, think again, folks. We're going to go ahead and cut this tape right here. Let's go ahead and get it in action, folks. Boom, boom, boom. How about this one? Boom. All right, so we got all that tape cut. That's right, folks. There's one up top. They fooling Bigsteviepump. Fooling him. Boom, boom, boom. Let's get them all cut, folks. Anyway, hang tight. We're going to get this bad boy open and see what it's all about. All right, folks. So there you see, looks like we got a visitor there. So there you see the Snake Mountain ring there. It's got the little ramp. Not real sturdy on that, but it does have like peg holes so you could make them stand or whatever. And these, it also has peg holes on the top of each of these snakes. I can't get these to come off. I'm guessing they don't. They're just like permanently attached to the post. Now, what's really weird is this is more of a rubber. This is not a rope. It's more of like a rubber band style. Anyway, and then that sticker, I didn't do the world's greatest job of putting it on. It was kind of wadded up and wrinkled in the package there. But, so there you see the 4 snakes on the ring post. And like I said, they each have a peg. You see the ramp. Oh, we don't want to forget about Hulk Hogan and Stone Cold Steve Austin there. Now, and the cool thing about Austin is once you take them arms off, he's already a wrestler. Hogan, now this is, I'm going to actually bring these up. This is a soft good, or it's not a, it's more of a rubber. It's not a hard plastic like the other. Anyway, I'll get them up all close and personal like here in just a moment. Hang tight. All right, and we're back. Well, sounds like I need to take a drink of water. Anyway, so we'll start here with Stone Cold Steve Austin. And, like I said, pretty basic figure there. And he's got these weird, rattlesnakes, I guess they're supposed to be. And look, that's how easy they fall off. So you see there, if you take that off, you see the inside of it there. Boom, his arms are a little, and that's how easy. These things are not made great. The Savage did that too, popped his arm right out of the place like that. So anyway, it is what it is. Like I said, I think these are cool. They go right back together. So, they do, kind of come apart easily, but at the same time, they easily go right back together. So cool Rattlesnake. So anyway, this is a cool figure. This is definitely, even though it's just real super plain, this is one of my favorite ones just because it's Stone Cold. And, these arm snakes things, we'll get them back on. The rattlesnakes, we'll get them back on in a minute there. I will go ahead and bend down and get that while I know exactly where it's at. So let's get Hogan up here. He comes with the axe, and, the bandana comes off, or, the helmet in this case that's painted up kind of like a do-rag there. So pretty cool. You can see the hair is kind of receding. And this is, like, it's cool they give it the Hogan style flair. And maybe they had to do that because this is like a rubber piece. Like I said, it's not a hard plastic. It's rubber. So it's not like the Macho Man at arms and the Piper and some of those. But anyway, once again, if you just simply took this off, Hogan's in his old school traditional red and yellow gear. Now what I want to do is I'm gonna pause this and I'm gonna come right back. I want to show you something, kind of what I've been referring to all along. So hang tight, folks. Well, anyway, let's get another little look at the Hulkster, then we'll hang tight. We'll spin him around a little bit. I'm wearing my Hulkamania shirt. So anyway, I was gonna show you something. Hang tight, I'll be right back. All right, and we're back. We're going to use Stone Cold for this comparison since he's more like in gear. So that's what I was saying. This is the old AWA Remco line from, they ran like in 85 and 86, and it was out when the same time the LJN, WWF Superstars were, the big rubber ones. But anyway, so that's why I said I like these, because this was always my favorite line. And I mean, yeah, the Flair's a little taller than Stone Cold. I mean, it's not awful, but ultimately, they can live in the same world. So if you wanted to go back and have your Flair fight Stone Cold, boom, stunner. Did that just happen, folks? I don't know. Let's pretend that didn't happen. I don't know, man. Flair, Stone Cold, that's rough right there. Anyway, you can see they can live in the same world. Now, back in the old days, they didn't actually ever have an AWA Remco Hulk Hogan, so what you could do is you could get you a Phoenix Toys one, and, that's pretty good sizing for Hogan versus Flair there. So this is, goes right in line with these AWA Remco, even though this was not. Now, so you can see the sizing of said Hogan, compared to the old school Hogan. Still not bad, but, much, much bigger. And then as far as with Flair and Hogan, you can see it looks like they got Hogan, he's a little bit bigger or whatever. I don't know. He's probably about the same size as Stone Cold, I guess. But bottom line is they can live in the same world. I'm saying bottom line, I ain't even got Stone Cold out here anymore. But I just wanted to kind of showcase a few of those old AWA Remco figures, and then the Phoenix Toys Hulk Hogan from the Thunderlips, the Rocky line. Anyway, you never know what you're going to see on Tells from Collector's Paradise featuring Bigsteviepump. Anyway, we got one final treat for you, folks. One little final thing to look at all this whole line. So hang tight, and then we're going to call it a day, folks, as sad as that may be. All right, folks, and here's a special look at all 28 that they've done. And once again, we got a spectator. We're going to start over here. We'll just kind of start at the front, and I'll just work back, You can see Undertaker, a Scareglow, and Cena. I'm probably not going to name them all. A couple of Triple H's, a Faker, Fiend, Mr. T, Jake the Snake. There's a Sting, Savage, Finn Balor. There's an Ultimate Warrior. So there's been a couple of some of these guys. In New Day, actually, the Big E, you can spin it around, and it's got each character's face, Xavier and Kofi there. So I haven't decided exactly how I'll do it, if one ring will be Legends or what, or I'll just start putting the newer guys in this one. But this is all the 10 that was opened up on this show, starting there with Hulk and Stone Cold, obviously. Piper, Kane, Savage, Goldberg, Warrior, Stephanie McMahon, Ricky Steamboat, and Becky Lynch. And I think I named almost everybody in that other ring. I feel like I left a few out. Seth Rollins, Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns, I don't know, The Rock. Maybe I got them all. And like I said, a couple of Triple H's up front, a Finn Balor in the back. I hate leaving anybody out. But anyway, that's all 28 figures that's been released so far up to this date. I think, there are more coming. I've seen there's an Andre the Giant coming, which is pretty cool. But anyway, I've showed every single one of these figures open on my show, so I just thought I'd keep with the tradition, and I'm glad that I got that trade, and I was finally able to get this open and get my grubby little hands on it. Of course, you got the spectator there. Anyway, we'll come back with some final thoughts, but there's a look at the WWE, or excuse me, the Mattel Masters of the WWE Universe figures. So the He-Man inspired crossover wave, and there's all 28 of them, and the 2 rings that they've released. So I'm glad I could show that for you. Hang tight. All right, guys. Once again, this was an awesome show. I appreciate you joining me. I hope you thought it was an awesome show. I thought it was a pretty awesome show. I really like the crossover appeal of these Masters of the WWE Universe by Mattel. I hope they keep doing more. I do know there is a wave coming out with Andre the Giant. I can't remember some of the other ones that's in it. But anyway, some other cool figures coming down the line with that wave. And those are Walmart exclusives. And like I said, that ring, I was super lucky to get that. I've never seen it in my life until I traded it from Isaiah. I was super stoked. Thanks to Isaiah. I don't know if he ever watches my show or not, but if he does, thank you to Isaiah for doing that awesome trade. And, pretty fair trade. Castle Grayskull, which he ended up, selling and making some money on, so he was happy. Everybody wins. So, anyway, once again, thank you for joining me on Tales from Collector's Paradise, featuring yours truly, Big Stevie Pump. And, hashtag Pump Squad, hashtag brosack, hashtag just keep grinding, hashtag found 'em, that's from my main man Lane, and hashtag always on the hunt. You know that Big Stevie Pump is. And you know what, guys? One more thing. Well, let's go two more things. Besides a Big Stevie Pump guarantee on that, Big Stevie Pump out! Tales from Collector's Paradise, hosted by yours truly, Big Stevie Pump. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to thank Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan for joining us here today. Super glad they could be a part of the show, These figures are closing in on 40 years old, folks, and they decided to show up. They're at least 35 years old, each of them. They decided to show up and come and hang out in Tales from Collector's Paradise, featuring Big Stevie Pump. What about that?